Andrew Lacani, or Sir Drew as he's more commonly known as, is a guy on the internet that on the surface level is just a nice guy trying to find a girlfriend. That's only surface level. This is going to be my last video of the year, so let's see how the journey for a girlfriend goes down to the road of lies and just downright criminal behavior. My experience with Drew begins at his Discord server, originally named the base Sabaton Crusaders. When me and my friends first met him, we all agreed that Drew was kind of a weird dude, but we all could tolerate him. He was also kind enough to make me a mod on his server, so I decided he was alright. One thing to know about Drew is that him being a wholesome dude that could do no wrong is all facade, and it wouldn't take long for the cracks in his character to show. The first crack would show in the later days of June. For background information, my friend Cody, go subscribe to him, was also in the base Sabaton Crusader server. Cody being Cody, he found it amusing to mess with the other members of the server because of how seriously they took his jokes that never stepped over the line of childish name calling. Drew, presumably fearing that members would leave because of Cody's antics, accused my lack of being a good mod to be the reason Cody does the thing he does. Prior to this, members in the server, the Fox of Sparta being the main one, would openly berate and harass other members for not having the same religious views as them. I found it to be hypocritical how Drew sat by and let that happen, but would be so quick to make an issue of ironically childish insults. This discussion between me and Drew would lead to me leaving the server out of frustration with Drew getting mad about things that are outside of my control. I would find out from Cody that he was banned from Drew's server later that day. It came to my attention that Drew didn't realize who I was. I never crossed a man that didn't deserve it, as a black man would say. I would rejoin the server, give my mod back, and delete all the channels while Cody banned the server members that he didn't like, essentially raiding the server. This act of defiance wasn't done yet. Shortly after the server was rebuilt, there was a second raid just for good measure. I find it funny how I had no involvement in the second raid because I was asleep, but I'm still blamed for it to this day. Funny. The server raids would make Drew go ballistic, telling me to kill myself, sending messages of his fake suicide twice, and adding my own death to his quest for a girlfriend. He went out of his way to be hostile towards me, even in other servers we were mutual in. Drew went to the point of making an alt account pretending not to be Drew and tried getting other people to find my location. It took Drew being demoted and eventually banned from the Order of Lord William. I'm not talking about that. For him to calm down and forgive me for what I did. In this little time of peace, Drew would constantly bring up how much he's changed and what he's doing while he's in his redemption arc. While it was annoying, I guess it's better than being berated for raiding a server like I committed 9/11. He would eventually get into a relationship with one of his mods called Darjeeling, and apparently there was some love triangle going on. Yeah, Darjeeling wasn't real, and Drew got catfished. He got so affected by this, he was questioning his faith in God. After the little breakup, Drew would make an alt account to impersonate one of my friends. At the same time, he was also trying to help my ex and I get back together because somehow he came to the conclusion that I agreed to a made-up deal that if he helps me get back with someone that I don't want to be with anymore, I'll then have to help him get a girlfriend. I told him repeatedly that I wanted to be left alone. He persisted that I was required to hold up my end of the deal. He would use the impersonation account from earlier to borderline harass me until I was fed up and blocked him on everything. Later, Drew agreed to delete the impersonation account, and I believed that was the end of it. It wasn't. I don't know what exactly the relationship/friendship between Drew and this girl started, but the incident covered took place in late October into November. Drew and this girl, who wishes to stay anonymous, would talk back and forth. The friendship was so close, quote unquote, that Drew would even make this girl mod on his server now named the Legion of Heaven. Fitting name. After talking to her privately, she was kind enough to provide the DMs between her and Drew. The messages are just weird, Drew being a creep. He even asked her for a fucking blowjob. Just so you know that this girl in question is 15 and Drew himself is 19 at the time of making this. When talking to her about the DM, she said that Drew made her uncomfortable, but she never told him to stop because she was afraid of making him mad or Drew would try to guilt trip her. She would eventually have enough, thank God, leaving Drew's server and blocking him on everything. This prompted Drew to create a fake account of me and pretend to be me. Drew's reasoning for creating this fake account was to show that he's changed. Yeah. Yeah, Drew doesn't make sense. Drew's day-to-day life mostly involves going to his local In-N-Out, not because of the awful food, but to talk to a waitress he has a crush on. I say talk because as far as I know, it's just been the usual, how's your day been going, and stuff like that. This really wouldn't be an issue to me if Drew wasn't stalking the waitress and taking pictures of her while she was at work without her knowing. What the fuck was that? As well as talking about what he does to the thought of her and what he'd do to her outside of work. All of the available information has been reported to the restaurant, and they know Drew's full name. So let's hope he's not seen anywhere near that In-N-Out ever again. I'd like to say thank you, Berserk, for making this happen. You're a hero and I love you. I want you carnally. So what do I think about all this? I think Drew's a degenerate. At face value, just a guy in his personal quest trying to get a girlfriend. But I hope that with this video I got the point across that his nice guy persona is a mask that quickly comes off when you do something that Drew does not like. The only time that Drew will apologize is when there's a punishment or consequence for his actions. He quote-unquote forgave me solely because he got his squire role removed in the Order of Lord William. He wanted to apologize to the girl mentioned earlier because she blocked him. I'm not afraid to say that Drew is a manipulator as well. All of the times that he has apologized, he put in with the apology that he's either changed or will change for the better. But it's a broken promise every single time. He will play victim to earn sympathy and excuse his behavior as, I just want a girlfriend. Drew is fully aware of everything he does. He is so adamant that he deserves a girlfriend, to the point that he questioned his faith in God when he found out that a girl he e-dated was a man. In my eyes, Drew is the embodiment of what no pussy does to a motherfucker. He treats his friends as tools or means to an end. He believes it's his God-given right to have a girlfriend, and he will have his girlfriend through whatever means necessary. At the time of writing this, my friends and I have made Drew delete his server, and he should be taking a long-needed break from the internet. This video is a warning that the nice guy persona that he puts on is a facade, and will result to harassment or criminal activity to get what he wants. Do I think that Drew is capable of changing? Yes. Do I think that these events should be swept under the rug? No. By all means, I believe that Drew should be held accountable for all that he's done for the past 4 months, no matter how much he claims he's changed. As JFK always says, forgive your enemies, but remember their names. Bro, what is that?
Darling, I have only one desire, and that one desire is you.